Hi everybody, I hope you are all well. Welcome to Thursday's English lesson. This video is just going to be a little extra on top of the English lesson today, so you don't need to do any writing when you are listening to and watching this video, because we're just going to be talking about some of the things that are included in a newspaper report. So some of the things that are essential for a good article. And it may be that some of you haven't really read newspaper reports before or come across them very often. So I think it's good to remind ourselves what exactly they look like. So this is my sort of example of a newspaper. We have got the Sporting Telegraph, okay, and it's the #1 sports newspaper. So this newspaper has a name, so you may want to give yours a name when you come to writing your article. And it is called the Sporting Telegraph, so that means it is about sport. And it means that any articles in it are going to be involving sport in some way. Now we've got a really eye-catching headline. It is in bold, and we have got brilliant Bolt grabs gold again. So as you can see, there's also alliteration in there, which means that the words have used the same letter at the beginning. And it just helps with the way it's said. It sounds smooth and quite catchy. And then here we have something which is called a byline. Now, a byline is something that goes underneath a newspaper heading, and it is sort of a sentence to give a bit more information. So Jamaican sprinter takes London by storm, winning 3 Olympic gold medals. So it tells us a bit more about the headline. Okay, and then onwards we can see we've got a picture here to draw in the reader, as well as a caption. We did captions not long ago, and they are a short sentence again to give us information about what is happening in the picture. Now, an interesting thing you might notice about newspapers is that when you're reading, you read just downwards. You've got writing on both sides, but you make sure you read everything in this column first before moving on to this column. So we don't read across, we read across and down, okay? And these long pieces of text, although they're in separate paragraphs, they are called columns. So we write in columns. We've got some specific vocabulary here. So we've got the word sprint, we've got victories, triumph, because we're all talking about him winning at a certain type of sport. And down here we've got a quote, which we also said we were going to include in our newspaper report. And this shows the credibility of the report. So it shows that they've actually spoken to the person that this report is about. Okay. Here we've got, although other athletes have won more medals than Bolt, including American sprinter Carl Lewis, who was commentating for a television network. See here we've got the who. So remember we were doing our who, what, which to make, we were using our relative pronouns to make our relative clauses. There's evidence of that in here. Okay. And here it has been annotated. So byline, for a subheadline, introductory paragraph, which includes the 5 W's. So we've got the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. Or you might have how as one of them as well, okay? And that is what the 5 W's aim to do. So we can make sure that we use that when we do our introduction for our writing also. And then down here we've got direct and reported speech. So as we said, direct speech from the person, or it might be a quote. And when you're comparing it to things that have happened in the past, you need to be sure to make sure you use your past tense. Okay, so third person and past tense. And then a conclusion, a commentary of the main events that might be what exactly happened. And that maybe only needs to be sort of a paragraph long in a column, but obviously that is one of the biggest paragraphs because that is what the whole article is about. And then lastly, you've got a conclusion to explain what might happen next. Okay, so it's talking about Usain Bolt's career after he has, won this gold medal. Okay, so you're thinking about what might happen next. So when you come to write your story about what happens with the wardrobe, we don't need to actually give a definite ending because the reporter might not know what's going to happen next. So, might say something like stay tuned, or we'll have to see if any other new magical wardrobes have been discovered. Contact us if yours is magical. Okay, so, and then we've also got here, I've just picked out some newspaper openings. So we've got some headlines here that are quite eye-catching. So we've got schools to phase out junk food, knock knock. So again, this is just a statement. Knock knock. So they've put knock knock. President George W. Bush certainly got a surprise when he tried to leave a press conference in Beijing via a locked door. So they've used quite a clever question. And then here they've actually used a quote in their headlines. They've got a headline, Beckham Academy, which is about David Beckham, the footballer opening up his first football academy. And he actually said that it was a dream come true. So they have included that in the headlines. You might want to do something like that with yours. And then we've got paper plane, world record attempt, folds badly. So folds also means it ends badly, but paper also folds. So there's a little pun in there. So you might want to include some sort of joke in your headline. That's often what the papers do. They'll make a joke out of some bad news, good news, any type of news. And then we've got roads gridlock within 10 years. So that's quite to the point and makes you think, oh, why are the roads gridlocked within 10 years? I want to find out. Okay, so these are just some examples of some different headlines. We've also got some interesting introductions here as well, if you wanted to pause the video and have a read, but I'm just aware that you've got your lesson video to watch as well. So these are a couple of examples. So in your lesson, I'll show you the template that you can use, or you could draw one out yourselves. But I thought it'd be good for us to just have a look. And what you can do is also have this video whilst you're writing yours and come back and have a look and see how it's structured and look at all the different things that you need to include. So I hope that's been helpful in some way, and I will see you in your lesson video. Bye!